I'm Ben Hooper, and this is Weekend Odds and Ends, a special Friday edition of the UPI Odd News Minute for November 1st, 2024. Welcome to Weekend Odds and Ends, our weekly roundup of the missed odd-portunities that didn't quite make this week's podcasts. First up, hundreds of people gathered on the streets of Dublin, Ireland last night to attend a Halloween parade that turned out not to exist. The would-be spectators gathered in the Dublin city centre on Thursday after a website called My Spirit Halloween spread false rumors of a parade that was supposedly going to make its way from Parnell Street to Christchurch Cathedral from 7 to 9 p.m. The crowd soon discovered the Halloween parade was completely invisible, which, when you think about it, is the spookiest type of parade of them all. The Gardaí, Ireland's national police, issued an alert on social media warning that the parade was a hoax. They wrote, "Please be advised that contrary to information being circulated online, no Halloween parade is scheduled to take place in Dublin city centre this evening or tonight. All those gathered on O'Connell Street at present, in expectation of such a parade, are asked to please disperse safely." The crowds caused problems for public transportation, with Red Line and Green Line services being interrupted for about half an hour. Ciaran O'Connor of the Institute for Strategic Dialogue think tank, which analyzes the spread of online misinformation, speculated the hoax was a means of generating ad revenue for the My Spirit Halloween website. However, the website's owner, who identified himself as Nazir Ali, said the listing had never been intended to mislead anyone. He said, "It was our mistake and we should have double-checked it to make sure it was happening. But newspapers are reporting that we posted it intentionally, and this is very, very wrong." Moving on from a charade parade to a crustacean vacation, a crab that stowed away on a flight from Costa Rica to Denver International Airport has a new home at the Denver Zoo. The Denver Zoo Conservation Alliance said a flight crew discovered the blackback land crab, also known as a moon crab, a Bermuda land crab, or the seasonally appropriate Halloween crab, after the plane from Costa Rica landed in Denver. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service was contacted and officials found the black and orange crab a new home at the Denver Zoo. The crab spent the final days of October as an animal ambassador at the Gates Amphitheater and will now have a permanent home in the zoo's tropical discovery area. Putting a pin in the animal news for the time being, a Kentucky transit group's giant thumbtack, measuring 21 feet and 7 inches tall, was dubbed the world's largest pin by Guinness World Records. The Transit Authority of Central Kentucky, or TAC, said they came up with the idea of a giant pushpin when they were granted federal funds to refurbish their headquarters in Elizabethtown. Glenn Arney, TAC's executive director and CEO, said a portion of the funds had been earmarked for signage, so he started to research companies that would be able to create giant thumbtacks. He soon discovered outsourcing the job would be cost prohibitive, so he and 3 employees set about creating the massive tack themselves. Arnie said no one on the team had any welding experience, so one member did what anyone else would do. He watched a YouTube video. The finished pin weighed in at 3,000 pounds and measured 21 feet and 7 inches tall. A Guinness World Records adjudicator confirmed it surpassed the goal of 19 feet and 8 inches, which the organization had set as the benchmark to originate the record. And finally, a seemingly orphaned or abandoned kitten brought to a German animal shelter displayed unusually aggressive behavior that resulted in it being identified as a European wildcat. The Bergheim Animal Shelter said the small feline was brought in by a member of the public who found it alone on a country road, and soon became concerned by the animal's aggressive behavior and refusal to eat. Shelter staff suspected the kitten wasn't a domestic domestic cat at all and contacted the Reichsdorf Wildlife Center, which confirmed the animal was a European wildcat, a protected wild species native to the area. The Wildlife Center said the young wildcat is now being cared for alongside another member of its species until they are old enough to be returned to the wild. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. What's the most useful skill you've ever learned from a YouTube video? Let us know in the comments.